Hey, hey man, I had to get on here real quick because I gotta cook on this whole Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis shit, right? Cause I keep hearing over and over and over that Keyshawn better stay away from Devin Haney. Keyshawn ain't ready for Devin. He showed in that Albright fight that he ain't ready for no Devin Haney. He better stay far away from Devin Haney. And I'm thinking, like, where are y'all getting this from? What did he show in the Albright fight for y'all to be all jumping up saying that he needs to stay away from Devin Haney? And I'm being dead serious. This ain't no bias or none of that shit. This is just straight factual boxing talk, right? Because you would have had to seen something to tell you that he needs to stay away from Devin Haney, right? That he don't have no chance of beating Devin Haney. And it ain't nothing in that Albright fight that you've seen to tell you that. It's crazy because people think just because he said that he was going to stop Albright, right? Most people thought that he was going to stop Albright. I thought that he was going to stop Albright. I actually put my money behind it. I thought he was going to stop Albright. He didn't stop him. Now, he almost stopped Albright. I believe that if the fight had went on one more round, that he probably would have stopped Albright. 2 max, right? But I also feel that, Keyshawn, even though he was dominating the whole fight, Albright couldn't do nothing at all. Albright didn't have, he won every round in that fight. 12-0, you might have could have gave Albright 1 round at best, right? But I do think that Keyshawn, he started to really push on the gas a little bit too late, right? Took him a while to get in that, that 5th gear to really press out Albright. But we seen the outcome when he really put his foot on the gas to try to get Albright up out of there, right? He damn near did it. He was dominant, and he still stayed dominant throughout the whole fight. Like I said, Albright just didn't have nothing for him. He showed in that fight that he is a complete different fighter than he was in the first Albright fight. In the first Albright fight, I had Keyshawn winning like 10-2. Was it a 10-round fight? I had Keyshawn winning every round except for maybe one. I don't know what the hell them judges was talking about. But then he was even more dominant in this fight, right? It wasn't close. None of the rounds was close. It was just a dominant performance. So with that being said, yeah, he didn't get the stoppage, but would Devin Haney got in there and stopped Albright? Hell no. Like, looking at that fight, it showed me that if Devin and Albright fought, yeah, of course, I'm picking Devin to beat Albright, but it's going to be a lot of holding. It would have been an ugly fight. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it would have been more competitive than the fight with Keyshawn was, right? I think he would have did some things to cause Devin problems, but I also think that Devin would have beat him clearly, but it would have been a lot of hugging and grappling, and it just would have been an ugly fight to watch, right? So, with that being said, let's talk about what Devin has shown, because Keyshawn has been showing dominance. Who in the hell has Devin fought, right, and beat in his career to tell you that he just gonna run through Keyshawn Davis and Keyshawn needs to stay away from him? Like, who has he even beat to show you that, yeah, he can really beat Keyshawn? Because people say a lot of shit, but then they don't have nothing to back it up. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say that shit just because everybody is saying it, but what are you seeing to tell you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who has Devin fought that's anywhere near a Keyshawn Davis level? And no, I ain't saying that Keyshawn has fought anybody that's been on Devin Haney level, right? But people are not saying that Devin better stay away from Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about who Devin Haney fought and he dominated, who has he dominated? He dominated washed up Regis. Let's just keep it a buck. George Kambosos, you know what I'm saying? He dominated him. He's trash. I don't like to call fighters garbage and trash, but we know what George Kambosos is. We know what a fighter like Keyshawn Davis would do to George Kambosos. Shit, we seen what Africa did to George Kambosos. Dominated him and stopped him. Devin couldn't even stop him. If Devin was everything that y'all say he is, and he's so dominant, why he ain't stopped George Kambosos? You know what I'm talking about? So he fought George Kambosos. He fought Lomachenko, right? A lot of people say that he lost that Lomachenko fight, which I think is some bullshit. I think that Devin won the Lomachenko fight. I had Devin winning like 9 rounds to 3, but also a lot of them rounds was real close, and I was giving Devin them close rounds. And also like the 1 or 2 rounds that was dominated in that fight was Lomachenko. Devin was winning them rounds, right? But the rounds that was like dominant that you couldn't question came by Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He hurt Devin. Devin didn't have no dominant rounds in that fight. So it was a fight where every round was hella close. You know what I'm saying? That I was giving to Devin. So he ain't dominating Lomachenko. He fought Brian Norman. Wait, let's go to Jose Ramirez. That Jose Ramirez fight, that shit was ugly. Like, yeah, he won every round against Jose Ramirez, but Jose Ramirez is slow. He's washed up, and Devin, that shit was ugly how he fought Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? He just moved around, ran around, and pop shot at the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? He fought real nervous and scary in that fight. Everybody seen it. Then let's go to Brian Norman. Young Brian Norman, 23 years old at the time, 24, you know, and Brian Norman, you know, he never had been on that stage, not making no excuses, but that's just what it is. Devin, he got off on him early. Brian wasn't getting his head off the line. Brian was doing a lot of shit wrong technically. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And shout out to my dog, Brian. But he was doing a lot of shit wrong technically. And Devin got off on him early. You know what I'm saying? Dropped him early. It took Brian a couple rounds to, you know, really get back in his groove. And then the second half of the fight, from like round 5 on, 6 on, the fight was close. Go back and watch it. It was a bunch of hugging and grappling. Devin didn't do nothing dominant in the fight. He did show that he was much stronger than Brian when they were, you know, when they was in the clinches, when they were hugging and holding and shit. But other than that, he ain't do nothing that showed you, oh yeah, man, a fighter like Keyshawn better stay away from him. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Brian was giving him hell. Once Brian made an adjustment and start trying to, you know, hey, fuck this. I'm going to just go in and it is going to be what it is. I'm a bully Devin. And Devin don't like that. Devin resorted to holding. Devin can't fight in the inside. And so, man, when you look at it, like, is Devin very strong physically? Hell yeah, he is. Everybody know that. Do Devin got a good jab? Yeah, he got a real good jab. But then, with that being said, he don't use his jab like that when he's in the face of a lot of danger. You know what I'm saying? He resorts to pop shotting and holding. You know what I'm saying? He start using his legs. He ain't standing in the pocket shooting his jab and shit. And being dominant with his jab when he's in the face of somebody that's dangerous, that can really fight like Keyshawn. So, man, overall, what the hell is y'all talking about that Keyshawn needs to stay away from Devin Haney? Like, what has Devin shown in his career against a top level opponent to tell you, for you to be running around saying that Keyshawn needs to stay away from Devin Haney? And my whole thing is when you break down both fighters, you look at the skill sets of both fighters, you look at what they could, both of them can do, you look at the competition that both of them has been against, right? I ain't even bring up the Devin and Ryan fight because we're going to pretend like that didn't happen because Ryan popped for PEDs. So we're going to act like that didn't happen, right? But other than that, man, what is y'all talking about? Like, I just don't understand. Just because you think that if somebody say they gonna get a knockout and they don't, but they still dominate, like, why are y'all running around like Devin would have knocked Albright out? Because we all know that Devin definitely, damn sure, wasn't gonna stop Albright. Who got more power? Who's more explosive? Who put their combinations together better? Keyshawn do all of that better than Devin. Who fight on the inside better? Keyshawn do. If you say who fight on the outside better at that long range, long distance, okay, we gonna get that to Devin. But Keyshawn gonna close the distance on him. Keyshawn got feet. Keyshawn also got very good underrated defense. So man, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, honestly, Bill don't know what y'all talking about, because if the fight can be made, you know what I'm talking about? When Devin and Bill really want to fight somebody, it could be made. You know what I'm talking about? I guarantee you the fight don't happen because Bill knows that, hey man, this a dangerous fight for Devin. He ain't putting Devin in there against no Keyshawn Davis, and he knowing Keyshawn ain't got no belt. Like, Devin is Bill and Devin, they real strategic about who they fight, and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, Bill would get in front of a camera and he gonna tell you different. He gonna get these narratives started and all that extra bullshit that he always do. But man, I see through it. So yeah, man, I just had a lot to say about that, because man, y'all tripping. Y'all ain't seen nothing that Devin do for y'all to be running around saying that Keyshawn needs to stay away from Devin. But yeah, man, drop a comment, talk to me, man, and I'm gone.